Welcome to the Songwriter Connection podcast, where we look at the craft of songwriting through the eyes of the songwriter. Each week, we make a connection with a music maker, listen to their songs, and hear their stories. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenihan.
And that would be me. Welcome to the show, and we've got a special show for you today. I'll tell you that the future of songwriting in America is strong. We've got some youngsters who are just doing some amazing things, and we're going to get to talk to them all from Trevecca University today. And so stick around. We're going to introduce you some amazing young folks here. I want to talk to you about our sponsor first, which is Mark Allen Barnett Songwriter Tours here in Nashville. If you're coming into Nashville and you want to up your game, Mark is the guy to get with. He's been doing it for a lot of years. He's had a lot of cuts. He's one of the finest performers in town, so he can work not only on your performance and your presentation, but on the song itself. I mean, he'll go line by line. He'll write with you. He'll get you into to writers' rounds here in Nashville. Introduce you to lots of neat people here in this town. You can up your game like 3 to 5 years in just one day with Mark Allen Barnett Tours, and you can find him online. It's markallenbarnett.com. Mark is M-A-R-C. Allen is A-L-A-N, and Barnett is N-E-T-T-E at the end. Mark Allen Barnett. Yoda, as we like to call him, because he's taught us so much over the years, and a really neat guy. You can catch him on past podcasts. He's been on the show 3 times, most recently just a few weeks ago, where we got under the hood of a song, wrote a song right around this dining room table and told you how we did it. And then we had a little guitar pull. So check out Mark Allen Barnett, if you will, and we thank you so much. If you're listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe. That helps us monetize the podcast and help us spread the word around. It's really good to have over 100,000 streams now in 15 countries, and that's all because of you. So we thank you so much.
That's great. Just
a couple weeks back on episode 10, our first guest that we're going to introduce you to was on the show with Eve Sellis. We're talking to Kim McLean. Hi, Kim. Welcome back.
Hi, Dave. It's really good to be back.
It's good to have you here. Yeah. That was an amazing podcast. It was so much fun with you and Eve together.
It was.
Oh, my. Did we have a blast?
We did.
Well, we're going to find out a little bit more about you today. A career songwriter, but a producer, over 300 song credits, and I'm sure that's probably old by now. You've got so many great songs. You've written for Tim McGraw, Ann Womack, some blues greats, also gospel songs. Dove Award winner, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you've done it all. Producer, fantastic producer. And it's Dr. Kim today because she's also an educator at Trevecca University.
Yes.
What do you teach there, Kim?
I am the director of the songwriting program at Trevecca.
So you can actually you can major in songwriting and the music business at Trevecca University here in Nashville.
Yes, and it's that's a fairly new program relative to some of the other universities that are teaching, and of course songwriting is emerging. I think songwriting is trending a little bit right now.
It
is.
Is.
That everybody's wanting to write. It's great. It's very exciting because it's very healing.
Yes,
it's a very healing thing to do. But I came to Trevecca a number of years ago. It was a bit of a fluke how I ended up there. I was never planning to be a professor. I never even knew I would be a doctor.
Yeah.
But I had several cuts happening, and my kids were good. We had a home, and so I had these royalties coming in, and it had been on my bucket list to get my higher education.
Wow.
And once I got that ball rolling, it just kept on rolling.
Now, where did you go to school?
Trevecca.
At Trevecca?
I went to Trevecca, and I was taking some courses with the late, great Jim Fogelsong.
Oh, wow. I know the name.
Do you remember?
I remember the name. Clue us in.
I think he was famous for passing on Garth Brooks at Capitol Records, and I think it was Liberty Records at the time. And I think he was the first to sign Tanya Tucker.
Oh, wow.
He was just an industry great, and he was a gentleman's gentleman. And he was the director of the music department at Trevecca when I went there. And I had gone, thought I was going to major in English, and I minored in religion. So long stories there. But Jim said, I know you from the music industry, and you're coming over to the music department.
Wow.
And so he said, well, you're working on your graduate work, and you have to have a graduate degree to teach at Trevecca. And he said, would you please come and teach songwriting? We've never had an actual songwriter teach songwriting. So
that's great.
I had to figure out how I was doing what I did.
Did you have to develop the program then?
Yes, I did. I developed it really in tandem with Dr. David Deal, but he gave me, we really consulted a lot, and he allowed me to to teach it for a long time, really develop how to teach the program. Because I'm aware of how the other programs are taught. There are some great ones around, you know, with Belmont and MTSU and Berkeley, and I have a lot of colleagues who teach at those places. But I loved the vibe at Trevecca. It's a smaller campus, but there's something magic about that little hill. Yeah. And I had the freedom to develop the program in a way that we could really focus on both the business side of songwriting, but first and foremost, songs are born from the heart and from real life. And I never felt like I don't really know how other places may teach it, but I know that I was allowed to develop a program that let us teach from the heart and to find the voice of each writer, not try to fit them into the industry, but to say, if you go into the music industry with something that's so great they can't ignore you.
I love it.
Yeah. And we have, there's a real servant leadership. Our motto at Trevecca is to be rather than to seem.
I saw that. I love that.
I know it's
a great motto.
So powerful, and something that I say in my own music career. And I go around and I give talks for Chemically Music and my publishing company and things. And I say, we're not trying to get the world to love what we do. We're loving the world with what we do. Oh. And songwriting is such a gift and such a treasure and a joy. It's so healing. And if you pour out from that, I'm an avid believer in do what you love and the money will follow. But be great at what you do too.
Do great, yeah.
So we've got Vince Wilcox over there who's teaching business, and he's just extraordinary. He's been a recording artist and great songwriter himself. So we've got the real deal going on, but because it's a smaller program, we can be real hands on and not. Yeah. And we're very diverse. I mean, my songwriting students, I think I've got pretty much every genre covered.
That's good.
This semester, and
I love the ones that create their own genres.
Oh, I know. I think we've got some industry leaders that are going to be singing to you in just a little bit because
that's great. Because you brought some of your students today.
I did,
and that's great. And some of these are going to graduate soon. Some are still studying. And you have a couple of different classes that you teach? I
do. I teach 3 different songwriting intro, intermediate, and advanced. And if anyone is listening and they would like to come, you can audit the class. There are different ways, or you can come and get an associate's degree in songwriting, which we've put together since I've been there.
That's so cool.
Very exciting. And we've got, I teach applied music theory. I developed a music theory course for songwriters.
Wow. That's good to know the theory.
It helps because I was getting students to come through who couldn't play a chordal instrument, and so then trying to co-write without being able to communicate in that musical language. Really developed it for that reason, but it's sort of morphing into, I don't know, every day is a new surprise.
It's exciting. It sounds exciting. It really is.
It's great. Yeah. It's really a joy.
Tell us about this project right now that you're currently involved in with these students that you brought over today. This was an assignment, right?
This is being on your show today is another great opportunity. I've had a 30-year career as a songwriter, so as my real life as a songwriter goes on, I plug my students into my world.
That's cool.
And just throw them in the lake.
My favorite professor in college was the same way. He was the same way. He was an old programmer in Cleveland radio, and he always got us involved. And so I love the fact that you do that too. You bring them in. Yeah.
Oh, it's so important because you don't want to. You can't. I say your career starts now. When you came into this class, your songwriting career started.
That's right.
So I mean, Taylor Swift became a huge deal at 15. Amy Grant was another one. So this project now we did, this is advanced. You're going to be hearing my advanced songwriting class today.
Great.
And we did this was the first time I've tried it. So I'm going to be, I'm constantly trying to improve. It was one of my favorite semesters ever. And it's just been fantastic. We have 6 students and they were given, we did a role play, a mock contract. So 2 of them had, we role play. They have a contract, an exclusive publishing deal, and they had a song quota. I have to write 10 songs for this publishing deal. So in the course of the semester, they've written 10 songs. And 2 had a role play. They got a major label record deal.
Okay.
And had to write songs for their own project, and then
their own record.
So we all role played as their A&R people and what would be good for the project. And,
that's cool.
And
it's
then,
real world stuff.
Yes, and then 2 are on the track of indie artists and successful millions of hits on the YouTube, so they're on their way, and had to write the 10-song, but they all had a 10-song quota that they had to meet, and so it's project-based, sort of almost a capstone.
And how long do they have to write 10 songs?
Most of 14 weeks.
14 weeks, okay.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
But, if you go into the professional songwriting world, you're writing 14 songs a month. Well, 30 songs a month.
It's true.
So,
right.
So it's,
and they don't always accept them. We'll pass on that one. Give me another one.
Well, I did their contracts. The contracts that I verbally made with them in class, I did the way my contracts were done, which there's no first right of refusal. Okay. I don't like that.
Good.
So they all get reversion clause. They all get.
Means it goes back to them if you can't get it.
Yes, and all songs are accepted because
that's good.
Because I've never had a first right of refusal contract.
That's good.
For my songs. They just took everything I turned in.
No, but did they put a quota on you when you were you had a publishing deal? Did they tell you had to write so many songs per year?
Yes, and you have to meet that quota. It's very easy if you're prolific and you get in that. I mean, I don't. What else would I do? I write. I write when I'm asleep. I don't know. Just write. But my.
I wonder if you ever have a chance to sleep with all the things you do.
Oh, I do.
You are such a busy person.
I am busy, but it's happy.
Yeah.
I have always had. I've had 6 contracts, 2 major and 3 indie. I wrote for Little Big Town, Sony, EMI.
Wow. Big ones.
One Christian record deal I had, and I've always had a 12 song a year contract, and if you co-write, then it's 24. If it's 2, so a total of 12. So they have to own 12 songs. So if I wrote with 5 people, that would divide it more.
Yeah.
But
12 full songs.
Oh yeah, but I was writing
a lot more than that.
Oh gosh, well, when you write every day, it's your day job.
Yeah. So you go to the office every day, or would you write at home? Go in every day?
Yes, I went into an office every day. I like being around the community, and
I did too. Yeah, I would.
And I treat it like a true profession. Now I'm at a point where I'm happy writing at home, but I love being around that energy and those co-writers and hearing your song pluggers playing your songs through the wall and wondering if it's Garth Brooks. Or So it's fun. It's been a fun career.
Speaking of excitement, these folks come in today and they're just full of excitement, and I just can't wait to sit down and talk with them and find out about their career and where it's going. And I thank you for bringing them over. We're gonna do 2 at a time. Understand?
Yes.
We're gonna play some songs as well,
yes,
and talk about what they're doing in their careers.
Yes, and the 2 at the time, they're going to be in their category of the track that they chose for the course. So.
Okay, very good. So who are the first 2? Do you know? Is it?
I thought we'd start with our 2 indie artists with Maddie Rose and Mirium Erickson.
Oh, they got great stories.
Yes, I know. I sent you the bios. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, very interesting stuff.
You heard them first on Dave's show, everybody.
On the Songwriter Connection podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Well, let me introduce you to our first young artists here on the podcast. We've got Mirium Erickson. Nice to have you here.
Hi, thanks for having us.
And Maddie Rose.
Hello, it's so good to be here.
from Trevecca University. Start with you, Miriam. What are you studying? What's your major?
I'm a music business major, and then I've got both songwriting and recording technologies minors.
That's great. So what kind of stuff you learn in the business?
We're currently accounting and microeconomics on just like the very business core, but then for the music business, I get to take classes like artist management and operations of a record label.
Oh, cool.
Concert management, so it's very hands-on within the industry once you get through your business course. So.
That's so good, and it probably so helpful for there's a lot of these DIY artists today that do everything themselves. So it's good to have that business background, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and that's more what I want to be doing also. So I figured I'm only going to be able to get so far with my music as I know what to do with it once I'm in the real world.
That's the thing. What do we do with it, right? And that's what you're learning. How about you, Maddie Rose? What are you studying?
I'm currently studying worship arts, and then I, of course, have a songwriting minor.
Minor in songwriting?
Yeah.
Do you like writing songs? Is that a passion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
My heart loves it.
How about this project, having to write 10 songs? Was it tough at times?
Maybe sometimes, but it was a really beautiful experience, I think.
Yeah.
I think that having a collection as this was my project.
This is your project.
And these are the songs that can go together.
That's so awesome.
It's been really beautiful.
Very cool. Yeah. Miriam, you're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And did you come to Nashville just for school, or had you been here before?
Yeah, there was a music camp actually that I randomly found out about that took place at Trevecca. And so I convinced my best friend at the time to come with me, and I like convinced my parents to let little 14-year-old me fly to Nashville by myself to go to this music camp, and that's how I ended up finding out about Trevecca, which when I first got there for camp, I was like, wow, this is a really pretty campus, but I don't think I could go see myself going to school here. And then as soon as I started looking at colleges, I realized that I was comparing every other place that I went to how I felt at Trevecca. And I was like, oh, maybe I should go back and look there.
How about that?
Yeah. And then it turned out that they had everything that I needed, because I knew I didn't really want to just pick one world. And Trevecca was the one place that really offered me the chance to have my hands in deep and everywhere that I wanted them.
And are you loving it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You've got a very interesting philosophy about your music. And what is that?
I like to write music, and my favorite music is ones that you can just fall into. And so I like music that feels like it's their worlds. So like kind of how you feel when you look at a painting that you love, where you feel like you could like walk into that world, or like when you read a book and you feel like you could fall into that world. That's what I love with music, and those have been the songs and the artists that have been my biggest influences, is when it like picks me up and takes me to a whole different place. And it's what I
love about music.
Oh, yeah.
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 The other thing you said in reading through your bio, a very interesting quote. You said your songs are like psychological hugs to those who need to know that they're not alone. I thought that was so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Music for me has always been that thing that I go back to, or like a lot of like moments that I just love in life, or that I've lived in life, have been moments where music has either been at the forefront or at the background of those moments, and for my songs to be able to be that for other people. And then also for my songs to meet people in different emotional states, whether good or bad, and give people permission to feel what it is they're feeling without having to have that fear. That's really what I want to be able to do for people.
I love that. All the best with that. That's amazing. You've got a Taylor guitar there with a very interesting open tuning, and I am just dying to hear one of these songs from that project. Would you play for us?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about, we like the stories behind the songs, where they came from and how you wrote them.
Yes, so the song that I'm going to play today is one that I wrote in the first of Professor McLean's classes that I took. And she had given us an assignment to write a song based off of a painting. And so she gave us the artist Robert Henry to go look into, and so I was searching through his website to wait for a painting that just struck me. Because I write so much from imagery already that I wanted to pick something where like I felt like I was the character in the story, so like I would know what she's seeing and what she's hearing and what she's feeling, and I could write from that and then like create a storyline around it that like felt really real to me. Wow. And so I found this one painting called Street Corner in Paris and just found myself getting lost in it, and then this is the song that came out of that.
Well, right behind me is a street corner in Paris. That picture right there in the dining room table. So that's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
You've got me right away. We're in the Paris room here, with this old Duncan Fife dining room table. My brother lived in France for a couple of years, and those are some of the best vacations. So this just fits this room.
It really does. It's like I knew.
So what's this song called?
This song is called Tourist.
Tourist. Miriam Erickson on the Songwriter Connection podcast.
It's all become mundane, laundry and shopping lists. She hurries past the park, but the roses, they look gray. She doesn't smell the bread from the cafe. She's sick of the marble terrain, the tourist adventure, but they're just in her way. And everything looks different than it used to, but maybe when you're older it's supposed to. Musicians playing songs on the streets and long conversations over tea. These things used to bring her joy, but now all she feels is noise. Maybe she can learn a thing or two from a tourist. People dancing through the streets with childlike wonder. They've traveled all this way to spend all their money. Notice every stone and every tree. It's all a piece of art that sets them free. What has she forgotten that makes them not want to leave? 'Cause everything looks different than it used to. But maybe when you're older it's supposed to. Musicians playing songs on the streets and long conversations over tea. These things used to bring her joy, but now all she feels is noise. Maybe she can learn a thing or two from a tourist. She used to throw coins in the pond and make wishes. She used to see her friends and below them kisses. Jump in puddles after rain, take long breaks, go buy lemonade. She used to take a walk to chase sunsets. The breeze would autograph her forehead. How does she go back to when she saw what Paris could be? 'Cause everything looks different than it used to. But maybe when you're older it's supposed to. Musicians playing songs on the streets and long conversations over tea. These things used to bring her joy, but now all she feels is noise. Maybe she could learn a thing or two. Learn a thing or two from a tourist.
That's amazing. A little psychological hug from Miriam Erickson on the Songwriter Connection podcast. Beautiful. And I love the sound of that tuning that you have. It's kind of your secret weapon, you said.
Oh, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll do different positions with it too, so move it around to different keys, and then there's different ways you can position the other capo. And
yeah, I admire that so much. You look at some of the great songwriters like Stephen Stills and Joni Mitchell. They were doing. I've seen interviews with Stephen Stills. Like I had to think of what tuning I was in before I could play that song. You know? I mean, some of them are really wild, but it gets you a different feeling, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, and it helps me think different melodies too, or like it opens up new worlds that otherwise I don't think I would have found. I
like to use them, you know, when everybody gets a little writer's block every now and then. Sometimes you put a new tuning in there and wow, it opens up a whole new idea for you. So cool. Thanks for sharing that with us, and all the best to you. You've got such a voice, and you're a good player, and I love what you're doing. Studying the business end, because it is a business, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Yeah. They say it's not about the money, right? It's about the money. Maddie Rose, you're from Midwestern girl. Where from?
Yeah, I'm from Illinois.
Let me turn your mic back up. There you go. From where?
Sterling, Illinois.
Where is that?
It's like in Northwest Illinois.
Northwest Illinois.
Yeah,
okay.
I've been all around the Midwest.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grew up in so many different states.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Indiana, Illinois.
Yeah.
Iowa. But like I said, I got a Nashville soul.
You got a Nashville soul.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll be here for a while.
That's in your bio. And you are studying. You've had a couple of. I've noticed that you had a band and a release. I was listening to some of your music today on Spotify, so you're out there. I know. The band called Finding Home.
Yeah, I used to be in this band called Finding Home. We're actually a family. It was me and all my siblings.
Oh, cool. How many do you have?
I have 4.
4?
Yeah, an older sister and then 3 younger.
Are they all musicians?
Yeah, all of us are, yeah.
Wow.
I love
Musical
them.
family? Did you grow up around music?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Me and my siblings all did.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're my best friends. I love them. I miss them.
Yeah, I bet you do. When you get back together, y'all pick up the instruments and play? And
yeah, it's like once a band, always a band
kind
of thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you guys had a song that you released called Here I Go, right? And
we did, yeah.
And then some in 2019 too. Resound?
Resound, yeah.
Resound.
That was our most recent album, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And so that's out there on Spotify right now.
That's on Spotify right
Yeah.
now.
You encourage people to listen. Now, tell me about your project and some of the songs you wrote this semester. And are you going to play one of your favorites?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. What a challenge has this been, huh? It's been a real challenge.
It's been really, I think it's been really freeing, actually.
Has it? Yeah?
Yeah, it's been a really beautiful experience, I think.
Where do your ideas come from?
I get, a lot of my songs are like a stream of conscious kind of thing.
Oh, I love that.
Where it like, I kind of feel like the songs are like floating in the air around me, above me, and they just kind of like every once in a while come through. And sometimes they come like 10 minutes. Sometimes they gotta float around for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But they always come.
That is so cool.
And
wow.
yeah.
So, well, tell us about this one that you're going to play for us.
When I first got here to Nashville, I found that there was a lot of like lines already drawn, and a lot of encouragement to stay inside of them. And I felt really strange about that because I've never been that kind of person.
No.
And so
Coloring outside the lines. And
yeah, outside the lines. That's right. And so I wrote this one about kind of conforming to the lines, but not being my best in them.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
So that's the one you're going to play for us?
That's the one I'm going to play.
Awesome. Very good. Cannot wait to hear it. This is Maddie Rose, Trevecca University, song that she wrote for this project. So good to have you here, Maddie. Thank you.
It's so good to be here. Thanks for having me.
What is this called?
This one is called Give Me Myself Back.
All right.
If you look at me then and you look at me now, you might find it ain't hard to figure out. I've lost a lot of tears, lot of love, lot of life in this fallen town. And if you hold up a picture from 5 years ago, you might see the smile in her eyes that used to glow. It's not hard to see marks of a worn soul from a body left in the cold. But maybe there's some things I still need to know. Like what if I hold on? What if I let go? What if I love someone and they don't know? What if I change but I think I'm the same? What if I lose my last little bit of grace? Oh, is this not supposed to face the little girl I am? 'Cause let me tell you, I'll rip her out of your hands. I feel like a ghost in the past. You better give me myself back. They all tell me a treasure is somewhere inside, but I think it's hidden down in the archives. 'Cause I mine, but it's hard to find in this dark light. They all tell me to take off the mask I wear. I'm sorry, they glued it on when I moved here. It's not fair, but it's fine, 'cause I guess we all grow up at some time. Mine just came too soon for me to recognize. What if I hold on? What if I let go? What if I love someone and they don't know? What if I change but I think I'm the same? What if I lose my last little bit of grace? Oh, is this not supposed to face the little girl I am? 'Cause let me tell you, I'll rip her out of your hands. I feel like a ghost of the past. You better give me myself back. Everyone says they want to be just like you, but everything sounds worse on the TV news. And while I'm thankful for what I've got, before the love of God, stop, stop, stop. I want to hold on, yet I better let go, 'cause I don't want to be like those comedy shows. And I know I am emotional, but don't to say. You better give me myself back.
Oh, I love it. Great job. Good song, Maddie. Fantastic. Oh, what a voice, and you played well as well. So, both want to be independent artists. Let me ask this question right here. All this, we're going to throw it out to the universe. All the stars lined up. You wake up tomorrow, and all the dreams have come true. What would it be, Miriam?
What
would you be?
I kind of, before this semester, before we kind of got to role play as what we want to be, because like this whole semester has kind of been like, if the stars align, what would you want to be doing?
Has it been? Oh, wow.
It really has been.
And I thought I was being unique here.
No, but
See,
it's
that's
cool that you
Dr.
say
Kim
that.
for you. She's
Yeah,
smart.
because that's what we've been working towards. And I had kind of, because I've been focusing so much on the music and audio, and I had kind of, or the business and the audio, and I had kind of forgotten that the reasons that I got into those in the first place were to support my own music, and they became loves of themselves, but I kind of forgot where my first love in music was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if all the stars aligned, my day job would be to be making music and to be touring it, and it would be somewhat of still like the indie writer life, because I really don't like being in those boxes, and I'm not sure labels where I want to be, but yeah, something, I don't know if anyone knows the artist Phoebe Bridgers, but someone like her who like she's amazing. She's amazing, and I love her music, and she's got a really awesome following, but she's kind of just gotten to do her own thing, and I really admire that, and I really think I want that for myself.
Very good. We're putting it out to the universe. Maddie, you?
Yeah, I'd go somewhere along the same lines, an independent artist for sure.
Great.
Singing like folk music, writing people's stories, playing it live.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, all the best. Thanks for being on our show. I appreciate it. We're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to introduce you to two other great Trevecca University students, okay? Don't go away.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection, connecting with music makers and hearing their songs and stories. Now back to the show with your host, Dave Linehan.
Well, thanks to Dr. Kim McLean, we've got students from Trevecca University who are studying the craft of songwriting and the business of music. And we've got two other wonderful people to introduce you to. We've got Dylan Kelly. Hi, Dylan. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's just good to have you. Victoria Rylee is here with us too. Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
Let's start with you because you were born here in Nashville, born and raised here in Nashville.
Yes.
So, and there's very few of you.
I know, the unicorns.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What do you think of all of us people coming in from all over the country, invading this town?
I mean, I'm a nice, welcoming person, but the traffic just sucks. Oh my gosh.
There were billboards a couple years ago that said, we're closed. Don't come anymore.
Yeah.
But it's something like 100, 103 people a day moving into Nashville.
There's new apartments like going up every day, I swear.
And everywhere.
High-rises
you can
and
see
stuff.
12 cranes from any vantage point in Nashville. Yeah. The only thing that bothers me is when they're tearing down Music Row and these historic places to put up these high rises. That's the only thing that gets to me.
Yeah.
None of that was here when you were born, huh?
No.
No. It was still Music Row.
Yeah.
What your mom worked on. Your mom was in this band called Wild Rose. So you're kind of a legacy.
Yes.
Grew up in the music business, didn't you?
Yeah, I have been hearing banjo since I was in the womb. So
Do you play instruments?
I play guitar and I can sort of play piano.
Sort
I'm
of.
not like,
I wish I
going
could
all
sort
over
of
the
play
keys,
piano.
but I can do chords and accompany myself.
That's nice.
Which is
So when you write, do you write on a particular instrument or?
I usually write on guitar, but I can like use the piano if I need to, if it helps, or if I would like need a certain mood or like more inspiration. It's helpful to go like back and forth.
I think it would be, yeah. I mean, I wish I could play piano. I really do. I don't, but I love to write with artists that can play the piano because it brings you to a whole new level. There's things you can do on a piano you can't do on a guitar.
Yeah.
You can only estimate. Dylan, good to have you. We've got something in common.
Yes, we do.
You're an Ohio boy, just like me. OH.
I.O.
But you grew up right down the road from where I went to college. You're from Monroe Falls, and I went to Kent State University. So Golden Flash. Anyway, good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Ohio.
Yeah, it's super cold there.
I was just there. We're taping this the end of April, the week after Easter. And I was just there in the Cleveland area, and we had snow like every day.
Yeah.
In April. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's about that time. Just a bunch of snow.
I don't like that.
No.
I'll take Nashville any day. So,
Me too.
Yeah. Well, good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, musical family. No,
Kind of. Yeah. My dad grew up singing. I think that's where I get it from. My mom doesn't so much. She's not the best.
Yeah.
But back when I was younger and taking vocal lessons, she has a really good ear for music. So she would be like, "Hey, you're singing this wrong," or she would sit in my lessons. And she's actually kind of the one that kind of pushed me to do music. And why I came down to Nashville, I actually went to a music camp at our college that they host every summer, Camp Electric, and just fell in love with the campus. And I was like, I think I want to go to school here. And right now I'm studying getting a commercial music degree.
Commercial music.
Yeah, with the songwriting minor. And it's awesome.
So what does that all entail?
For me, it entails a lot of voice. So I'm taking vocal lessons, learning theory, doing oral theory. I'm doing songwriting lessons, learning about the Nashville number system. Something definitely I didn't know about before.
Yeah.
Just a whole lot of music, honestly.
Now, did you write music before you came?
A little bit. Started making some leeway with songwriting. Definitely not the best, and I've grown since I've been here and taking the program with Dr. McLean. So that's been really awesome. A little bit. Been leading worship a lot my whole life. So
have you? Okay. Yeah. Just playing a worship band in Cincinnati. So I like that.
Wow.
Good. Yeah. Guitar is your main instrument? You play others?
Yeah, guitar, a little bit of piano. Actually tend to write more on piano.
Wonderful.
It just helps me to process through things. Just like being able to see everything laid out. But yeah, I do.
Very good. On your musical journey, where were you at? You've released some music too, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I did a project. I think it was junior year, high school. Really cool. A girl that I went to school with, I guess her dad was recording this whole album. He wanted 12 songs or something, and she's like, yeah, he needs a singer, and so I recommended you. And I had never done recording or had any experience, so I kind of jumped into that to be able to do that and be able to see what it would be like to record in a studio.
Nice.
And I helped him co-write everything, so learning a little bit how to work with other people and writing music, giving melody ideas. Like I would just walk in, he's like, all right, here's my vision, here's the lyrics, like what can you do? And so I would just sing into the closet, just making up lyrics and messing around with things. And
that's great.
It was really cool.
That's fantastic. That's great. And not everybody can do that.
No.
You also had a little musical ministry where you would play for assisted living facilities, right?
Yes.
That must have been so rewarding.
Yeah, it was really awesome. My uncle kind of introduced me to that. Took lessons with him for a little bit. And as I got older, he just started reaching out to me and asking if I could help out with that. And it was just a really great experience. Definitely just learning how to perform with different crowds of people and age ranges, and learning how to connect with them, and using the music that I do, the more modern stuff with, I don't know, say 70s and 80s, people that grew up in that era. Really cool experience.
It's such an important thing to learn how to connect with an audience, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you agree, Victoria? Have you played in front of live audiences a lot?
Yeah, definitely.
I imagine you have, coming from the industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I grew up, when I was younger, I traveled with my parents, and we did some bluegrass gospel music, and would just travel around different churches in America. So at a young age, I was having to just figure out how to connect with a different audience every weekend. So
you know what I love about you in reading about you is it's really important to respect the music and where it came from, and although you can mix the genres a little bit, pop, you stay true to the roots. At least recognize that.
Yeah, for sure. And I really love old country music and old gospel because my grandpa, I feel like it's because of him that I love it so much. When I was younger, he had Alzheimer's, and he was my next door neighbor growing up. And every day after school, I'd go over to their house and I'd sing for him. And it was the hymns and the bluegrass music, and he'd remember, like when I'd sing them, and he'd remember my name, which wasn't usually very common and stuff whenever I was singing. So I feel like that's also why like the roots of like country music is like so important to me, and I'll never like let go of that.
Music has that ability, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
really something. Now you've got a new single out.
Yes.
Tell me about this song. Is this one you wrote in the project school or no?
No,
Okay.
I wrote this song actually during the pandemic.
You
That
did?
was when it first hit, when everyone was like in lockdown. That was like when I did a lot of writing, and with my mom, obviously, because I hadn't
Yeah.
been living at home with them. And
So your
then I
mom
moved
co-wrote
home.
this song with
Yes,
you, right?
yes,
Wow.
she did. And it is. I have been in some toxic relationships before, so it's about that. I don't need to say anything.
Anything more? It's very interesting. This is out there on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you find music. I'm going to play it from YouTube right now. It's called Over Drinking.
Yeah.
And the picture of you on the cover in this beautiful red jacket that has a story too, huh?
Yes, it was my mom's. She wore it when she was doing shows and shoots
For Wild
and
Rose.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful jacket. It's really nice.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I want to also encourage you to look up Wild Rose and check them out. I've seen
Absolutely.
videos still out there on YouTube. What a great group they were, and great musicians and harmonies, and just fantastic.
Yes.
But let's play Over Drinking. This is Victoria Rylee on the Songwriter Connection.
Knew her long before you knew me. You said for me to trust you and that you were free. You were over her and she was out of the picture. So long since you've taken me on a date. You told me that you have been working late, but my friend saw you at a bar late last night after dinner. Over and over in my head, going over every detail, every word we said in our last call. You're ordering another round. Baby, you don't even miss me. You're smiling, dancing, laughing, drowning whiskey on the rocks. Our love is crumbling apart. I'm sitting here overthinking while you're over drinking. Drinking, drinking, drinking. Drinking, drinking, drinking. Your troubles and fears, she makes you forget. She ain't a platinum blonde or a brunette. I'm more afraid of her than any other woman. You don't even have to tell me her name. I already know that she is Widow Jane, all dressed up from New York, but she's still Kentucky bourbon. Over and over in my head, going over every detail, every word we said in our last call. You're ordering another round. Baby, you don't even miss me. You're smiling, dancing, laughing, drowning whiskey on the rocks. Our love is crumbling apart. I'm sitting here overthinking while you're over drinking. Drinking, drinking, drinking. Drinking, drinking, drinking. Drinking, drinking, drinking.
Oh, I love the slow fade. That's fantastic. Victoria Rylee on
Thank you.
Songwriter Connection podcast from Trevecca University. Where did you record that?
At my dad's recording studio, Watershed Recording Studios.
Watershed. So, well, that's kind of cool. Dad's got a studio. That's nice.
Both my parents are so cool. It's fine.
That's wonderful. Wow. And they've taught you a lot. And boy, what a talent. Yeah. I think we're going to hear a lot more. Remember that name, Victoria.
Thank
Victoria
you.
Rylee. Yeah. Dylan, over to you, man. He's over there smiling. I know this guy can sing because I heard him on the as we were doing a little sound check. And what a voice this guy has.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pick up that Taylor guitar and give us a little choice of what you've done. Now, this was you're going to play one that we've through this project that Dr. Kim had you do this semester, right?
Yeah, kind of. I wrote it earlier in the semester. But yeah, it was with her. She helped me kind of craft everything.
Wow. Writing with a Dove Award winner. Huh?
Yeah.
What a
really,
thrill that must have been. Huh?
It was amazing.
Yeah, I bet. But tell us about the song.
Yeah, so just a little bit about this song. What I tend to do, so I use a little bit of just personal experience, because for me, whenever I write a song, like if I can't, I don't know, I like to be able to relate to it, but be able to have other sorry, I can't talk well. I love being able to relate to it so I can use just my emotions and stuff, and so that it can feel real. But I also love just coming up with things like based off of other person's experiences. So like for me, like I've never experienced most of this stuff. I'm like, there are other people that have, and the song's called Walk Away. And yeah, it's more of like I write pop, R&B, love that stuff, and it's more of like a pop country. Yeah, kind of just happened, sat down, started playing on the piano, and I'm like, I'm gonna see what it'd be like on the guitar, and kind of turned into like a country song. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Walk Away.
Walk Away. Let's hear it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I remember the driveway on the west side of the highway where we used to spend our nights. On a blanket in a truck bed where I'd watch those stars shine through your eyes. You were in my arms for 3 years. When you left, it almost killed me. I swore happy ever after wasn't far. I don't wanna miss you. Part of me still loves you. I can't stop the rain when it wants to pour. And I don't wanna blame you. You let it go, I should move on and find my way out of this storm. I shouldn't waste my time, can't make you stay. It's time I walk away. I was waiting at a red light when you drove by. His hands were on the wheel. I couldn't believe it, wish I didn't see how you made it look so easy being with someone else. Guess our memories never meant a thing. When you left me, did you even blink? Is your happy ever after in his arms? 'Cause I don't wanna miss you. Part of me still loves you. I can't stop the rain when it wants to pour. And I don't wanna blame you. You let it go, I should move on and find my way out of this storm. I shouldn't waste my time, can't make you stay. It's time I walk away. I'll stop holding on and let go of these memories. My heart will beat again, a garden grows within me. Break every picture frame and miss you. Part of me still loves you. I can stop the rain when it wants to pour. And I don't wanna blame you. You let go, I should move on and find my way out of this storm. I shouldn't waste my time, can't make you stay. Said I shouldn't waste my time, can't make you stay. I shouldn't waste my time, can't make you stay. It's time I walk away.
All I can say is, wow. Ohio, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So many great artists out of Ohio, like Dwight Yoakam and Trent Reznor and the Black Keys. And we can take you back to the Bobby Bear era and Earl Thomas Conley. And, this guy named Dylan Kelly, who we just heard from. Dylan, fantastic.
Oh, thank
what a
you so much
voice
for having
you
me.
have. Are you still an Indians fan? Or not the Guardians now?
Yeah, the Guardians.
You got to sing the national anthem at a game, didn't you?
I did. Really cool.
How neat experience is that?
It was amazing.
Were you nervous? Because that's not the easiest song in the world to sing, is it?
Oh, no.
No, you got to...
No. And it was like during the period where my voice was kind of changing, so it was hard to like reach notes. So I was like, I don't even know what key to do this in. But yeah, really fun though.
Awesome. Awesome to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending some time and sharing
Thank
your music.
you so much.
And Victoria, you too. You're amazing, girl.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm a big fan, and we'll be watching both of you, and pulling for you. Yeah. So, well, let me introduce you to two other fantastic artists from Trevecca University. We have Shelby Grace.
Hi.
And we have Bethany Frigo. Is that how you say
so
it?
much for having us. Yes, Frigo.
I don't want to get
Italian.
your name pronounced right. That's
Frigo
Italian.
like the cheese.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, I'm half Italian.
Oh, nice.
Irish Italian, you know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Irish too.
You are?
Yes.
Imagine that. Wonderful. Where are you from?
I grew up in State College, Pennsylvania. But
State College, Pennsylvania. So you're
Yes.
kind of right in the middle of the state.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then when I was 11 years old, we
We can
moved
be
here.
friends. I'm from Ohio. We still
Okay,
can be friends.
perfect.
I know you and Dylan don't have a problem. He's from
No.
Ohio, so- yeah.
And then when I was 11, my whole family moved here to Nashville, Tennessee.
So you've been here a little while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen the changes in this boomtown too, huh?
A little bit, yeah. It's growing so much. It's crazy. All I see is construction, like, all the time.
Yeah, that's it. I always tell people that the state bird is the crane.
Yeah.
Because we got so many of them around here.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, Bethany, what are you studying here at Trevecca?
I am studying songwriting, so I'm getting the associate's degree with Dr. Kim.
That's
and
great.
then after that, I plan on getting my bachelor's in commercial music.
Commercial music.
Yes.
That's good. I think it's so great that they offer that kind of study here at Trevecca.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Shelby, how about you?
I am studying songwriting as well in the associate's degree, but I'm not continuing on with that. But
Now, you're another one of those unicorns
yeah,
that are from here in Nashville.
yeah, I know you don't meet many of those in a day. Yeah, born and raised in Nashville. I don't really plan on leaving. I kind of just want to stay.
You love it here.
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely.
I love it here, too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like so convenient that I want to do music, and I was born here.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed
Yes.
for that.
Yes, you are. Yeah, to be born and raised in Music City.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You've always had an interest in music, huh?
Yeah, honestly, I think that living in Nashville was one of the biggest things that drew me to music, just being surrounded by it all the time. And I just fell in love with it and hearing like worship in church, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And
How old were you when you first, started really deciding that music is your thing?
oh gosh, it's literally when I was so young, I remember watching American Idol, and my mom was like, yeah, you could do this if you wanted. And obviously I don't want to now because I don't consider myself an artist, but
Have you ever thought about trying out for Idol?
maybe if I had less anxiety. I don't know. But yeah, just as long
You'll get over that. You just got to do it more and more. But listen, you've had some success. You've been on radio, all over. Actually, you've done a podcast, which I listened to a little bit of today. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. You're getting out there.
Yeah. I just think networking and meeting people is like the biggest thing that I've heard with music, and like
you also had a thrill that not too many people get. You got to play on the stage of Ryman Auditorium.
Yes. Honestly, sometimes I forget about it because it was like one of those moments that you're like, did this just happen? You know,
it's so surreal.
Yeah,
right.
I know. One of the best experiences of my life.
At the Mother Church. And I can't explain to folks what it's like to stand on that stage and look up and see all that stained glass in front of you.
It's real.
And to hear your voice echo back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. I would love to perform there one day. Just
again.
With my music.
Yeah.
For sure.
All the stars align.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all going to happen.
Manifesting it now.
Yes. Yes. Throwing it out to the universe, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Good. And let's see, Brittany, now you play
Bethany.
Bethany, I'm sorry. Did I say Brittany?
Yes.
That's my old brain working. Pardon me for that. And I won't edit it out because I want people to know how dumb I am. Bethany, you play a lot of different instruments, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first instrument was cello, and I started picking that up.
I love the cello.
Yes, it's a really pretty instrument.
There's not a song that a cello can't make better, I don't think.
I think I would agree with that. Yeah.
So that's your first instrument?
Yes.
Did it make it easier to learn the other ones? Or is it like learning a whole new language?
I don't think it made a big difference. I think it was a little bit easier just because I did grow up in a musical household. And so I learned cello first, which is bass clef, and then flute, which is treble clef. So it kind of helped everything round out that way.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. And you're going to play a song for us.
Yes.
And Dylan's going to back you up on the guitar.
Yes.
Tell us about this song.
It's called Isn't It Better Now? And I co-wrote it with Grant Tudor, who graduated from Trevecca.
Wow.
This was the first co-write I had ever done, so it was really exciting for me, but I also kind of didn't know exactly what to do, so he really helped guide me through that and kind of show me how he does co-writes, and it was really helpful and a really good learning experience.
Co-writing is an interesting experience, isn't it?
Yes.
And for those who are not aware, a lot of the great songs were co-written, putting 2-3 heads together in the same room. But it's also daunting a little bit, opening your heart and your mind to people that you don't really know all that well, but you get to know each other, don't you? And you get close in a co-writing situation, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Throwing out ideas. Something you say may spark something that turns out to be a gem in the song.
Right, exactly. And something you might not have thought about if you hadn't been with that other person.
Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah. Very good. So Dylan, let's hear this song. Bethany, Frigo, Songwriter Connection.
It's been too long. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, I saw it from a mile away. I never knew if you felt it too, but you finally came around. And isn't it better now? You had no clue. We never talked about it. But all that I knew was that it's bound to happen. You always said that we're just too close, and I'd hate to say I told you so, but it's been too long. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, I saw it from a mile away. I never knew if you felt it too, but you finally came around. And isn't it better now? When you say my name, it just sounds differently, and I can't complain. The way we fall asleep, and I always wanted this kind of close, with all the love that we get to show. It's been too long. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, I saw it from a mile away. I never knew if you felt it too, but you finally came around. And isn't it better now? All I know is that I don't mind if we risk it. Don't take my heart slow, 'cause this is an easy decision. We'll tell everyone about the news today. I can hear them now, yeah, this is what they'll say. It's been too long. Ooh, it's been a long time coming. Yeah, I saw it from a mile away. I never knew if you felt it too, but you finally came around. And isn't it better now? Isn't it better now?
I think I'm better now. Thanks, Bethany. That's a great song. Yeah, Dylan for backing you up on the guitar.
Thank you, Dylan.
Very cool. Bethany plays 8 different instruments. Living here in Nashville, but comes from Pennsylvania originally. Some good artists come out of Pennsylvania, too. You know, the very first guest on season 3 of the podcast was Jeannie Seeley, 55-year member of the Grand Ole Opry, and grew up in Titusville, Pennsylvania.
Okay,
and a really wonderful lady. So, yeah. Shelby. How are you? I haven't forgotten about you.
That's good.
Sitting over there watching.
Thank you.
Who once played on the Opry stage. Well, what's left of the Opry stage at Ryman Auditorium.
Yeah.
So that first 3 feet, did you notice how it was a different color?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I used to work at the Ryman. I was a tour guide, and I worked in the sound booth a little bit. But they took the original Opry stage, and some of the boards, the very first 3 feet of that stage are a different color, and that's what's left of the old Opry stage. So you got to walk on that.
Wow,
with all those great folks, that have played that stage.
Yeah,
isn't that cool?
That's crazy.
How about that for intimidation, right? But I bet you did well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're going to play a song that you wrote in
Yes.
this project. Tell us about that and the writing of this song.
Yes.
And Maddie's going to help you. She's going to play guitar.
Yes, I typically write on piano, so...
You do?
Yeah. I write pop songs, so
okay.
I think it articulates better on guitar. So
We need
Maddie's
to get a
my
piano
gal.
in this room someday.
Investing that, yeah. I wrote this with my friend Kirsten Rylee, and I just had this really cool idea about meeting someone that you don't realize that you like until you kiss a stranger. So, anyways, if you like it.
Well, that sounds interesting. Good. What's it called?
It's called Kissing Strangers.
Kissing Strangers. Yeah. All right.
We're just talking, haven't really started. It's too early to know. Optimistic, looking for a reason. Friends taking things just slow. I got caught up in the moment, doing things I shouldn't with somebody else. 1 minute is all it takes. The lines got really faded, couldn't help myself. And it took kissing strangers to believe it, 'cause it felt wrong, I think I'm catching feelings. Sorry that this didn't come more recent, but I wished it was you, I do. Oh, kissing strangers, it took kissing strangers, kissing strangers. Guilty conscious, if I'm being honest. Why couldn't I say no? Wasn't sure yet how I felt about you, but it makes me want you more. Never even knew his real name, meant nothing to me, just got out of control. Oh, feelings get me through the night. You're the one thing on my mind after it all. And it took kissing strangers to believe it, 'cause it felt wrong, I think I'm catching feelings. Sorry that this didn't But yeah, I wish it was you, yeah, I do. Oh, kissing strangers, it's a kissing strangers, kissing strangers. Yeah, kissing strangers, it's a kissing strangers. To know, I wish I told you this, 'cause it feels wrong to take this long. Regret it all, it's not my fault, I'm letting go. But now I know, and it took kissing strangers to believe it. Oh, 'cause it felt wrong, I think I'm catching feelings. Sorry that this didn't come more recent. But yeah, I wish it was you, yeah, I do. Oh, and it took kissing strangers to believe it. Scared to say it, but I think I'm catching feelings. Oh, we both don't talk on stage, it's never easy. But yeah, I wish it was you, yeah, I do. Oh, kissing strangers, it's a kissing strangers, kissing strangers. Kissing strangers, it's a kissing strangers. So no.
That's so catchy, it really is.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shelby Grace on our Songwriter Connection podcast. You have got your music out there too.
Yes.
Where can we find you?
On Spotify under Shelby Grace. Yeah, I have a few songs out there from high school. Yeah.
Yeah. And how about you? Don't call me Brittany, Bethany.
I don't have any music out right now,
No.
but I think as part of my capstone project, that's going to be something I'm working on. So
Capstone
that's more of a stay tuned type of thing right there.
Well, we will. We definitely will. One thing I have learned, and I have to thank you all for being on the show, because I learned a lot today too. One of the biggest things I've learned today is that the future of music is in good hands. You're all wonderful and so talented. Thanks for spending the time.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank Victoria, Rylee, Bethany, Frigo, Shelby Grace, Mirium Erickson, I'm going to get it out, Maddie Rose, Dylan Kelly, and of course, Dr. Kim for bringing you here. Kim, thank you so much. And all the best to you. All right. Join us next time on Songwriter Connection Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Songwriter Connection podcast. Find us on social media at Songwriter Connection. Also, listen to Dave Lanahan's Nashville Connections radio show. It streams live every Friday morning on WOBL and WNOI. Look for us on Facebook and YouTube. See you next time on Songwriter Connection.